and I forgot what to say.
What's that?
Hi guys, welcome back to Jamila's Time. Today's video we're going to be doing something different. As you can see, I have two special guests with me here, and today's video we're going to be shooting a video about mental health and mindset. So can you introduce yourself, Grace?
I'm Grace. I have been here before and I'm back again.
Yay!
I'm Kristine. I'm Jamila's friend, and this is my first appearance, I guess. And guys, remember, we're not professionals. This was purely our experience as regular human beings. If you're really struggling and nothing helps you, please seek professional advice and help.
Yeah.
The first thing I want us to talk about is, what does mental health mean to us? Like, what does it really mean to us, like us three, personally?
Personally, yeah. Mental health to me basically means taking care of myself and making sure that I am as productive as possible and ready to perform, and take care of my loved ones and of myself, so I'm a stable person that people can trust. Yeah, that's basically what I strive for.
Yeah. I mean, to me personally, I thought mental health is, when they put word mental and then they put word health, I was like, oh my God, it's somebody who is sick in the head or they need help or what. But actually I have done my own research, and then I was like, oh, actually I feel like everybody needs it. Like, mental health is more like, the emotional and physical, well-being, I would say. And I feel like everybody needs that. Like, we all need that mental, the emotional and physical well-being. Yeah, for us. So yeah, so when I understood, then I knew, like, okay, we all have to be stable in in that way and stuff. Yeah.
And I also think personally, like, when someone told me like years ago about mental health, I would also think I'll have this picture of someone who's sick, running on the way, like being mad and everything. But like I say, after some time of self-educating myself about different stuff, like reading and watching videos. So for me now, mental health meaning like being well in your mindset, even you having the right people in your life, the right friendships and all that, it all works to your mental health actually towards you. So for me, that is what it means to me actually.
Exactly.
So I think since I was like teenager, I felt that I was a little bit different from my peers, whereas I didn't kind of belong to any group of friends, like the cool kids, the like nerds, or some whatever groups. I was going to these people, always finding nice topics to talk with each of them. It's like they have their strengths and their weaknesses, and I didn't judge anybody by wherever they belong. So to me, I think it's my mind was always strong basically. So I didn't read a lot of books or watched a lot of videos. It's kind of naturally was there for me. So maybe I have different experience than you had, or they, for example, had with the changing their mind, so
yeah,
can you explain?
Yeah, to me personally, it has been I said, to me something mental health is so new to me. So I would say something I had to learn. It's more where you put your mind and stuff. I have tried also. I've been on YouTube because where I hit the hard times. Then I'm I feel so anxious and all that, and I'm like, what's this? This feeling is so new to me and all that. So then I had to find out how can I solve this, because this is not the normal me. I have to find out what can I do to change this, because just some situations happen and then you'll be so scared and so fearful, and then you start being anxious and all that. But I feel you have to go in too deep into it, and you start thinking about yourself, caring more about yourself. That's when you realize things are not okay, I would say.
Yeah, I feel for me it's still a work in progress, and also the fact that like Grace said, that you can hit rock bottom at a certain point with certain situations. And when I look back in my life and remember like how did I start like minding about my mindset and my mental health and everything, I remember a certain point in my life, right? And then that's when I was like, okay, Jamila, I have to sharp myself. I have to start thinking different. I have to start loving myself. I have to start doing these things. That's when I started going in nature more often. Like I just wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm going. That's when I started to say, okay, I have to plan my days. I have to do all these different things. So I agree with Grace that sometimes it has to be certain situation that will really wake you up to realize this, especially for us. Like personally, I grew up in a family like where I can say that it's been people wouldn't talk about this more often. Like you find out things for your own self and all these different things. So I think that's how I found out, and also I can say for sure I'm still a work in progress.
Exactly. We all are.
Yeah.
We all are. It's like you're always learning, you know, reading a book or listening to a video or just talking with a friend or maybe a family member, you know, especially the elders.
Exactly.
Like there can be a lot of wisdom.
Oh my God.
Sip.
Drink it away.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, talking with somebody you trust about, you know, certain situations when they happen to you, I feel like it's very important. I mean, like Jamila said, going out in nature. I mean, I didn't like going out, but when I tried going out in nature, I felt like, oh my God, this is so good. Like, just, you know, looking at trees, seeing birds, like singing and all that, that's everything. Like, also, like, you know, looking at waves of water and everything, I feel like it's really good as well. Exercising more, girl, you just have to sweat it off. I would say exercising more, drinking more water, sleeping enough, like those things are everything. And guys, reading more books is very important.
How was it being a child with mental health?
Personally, I can't say that it was something talked about more often, and I can't say that it's something I was more open to. Like, I wasn't exposed to mental health when I was a child. For example, any African child will relate to this, how your parents shout at you, how your parents say all these different things without minding how it's going to affect the child, because I'm so sure some things that my parents said to me when I was young, I still remember them to this day, that sometimes they can trigger some situations, especially like, I can give an example. If your parent always say to you, you stupid, you stupid, you stupid, and then you grow up and you're not being successful, for example, or you know, and then it will come back to you, either way is the people who are close to me, who loved me, they always say I was stupid, for example. So I feel like, to me, it wasn't something so exposed to me, and I don't think when I was growing up it was really so valued a lot. I don't know what you two think.
My experience is kind of the same as Jamila's, because I can't remember none of my family members like mentioning like you have to take care of your, you know, like of the way you're thinking, or like checking in like how is your feelings, you know, or like seeing that maybe I'm starting to act differently, like maybe more closed off. Like nobody comes and asks like, oh, what is happening? Maybe something changed in your life. Like never experienced that, you know. It's more like friends who was doing it, you know. And as Jamila said, you know, it does affect you later in life, because if even my family members don't encourage me, rather, let's say, discourage, you know, I mean, we think like maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I'm shy, you know, but in reality we're not. It's just like we're already afraid.
Nobody is born shy.
We're afraid of doing something before we even do it, so we're just like, let me not do it, you know, because I'm this and this.
I mean, I just feel like it's all about like in the mind, like it starts with the mind, I would say. That's where we come back to mindset. To me personally, like I just know like we had to just respect our parents, like you just have to respect them. Like when they are
No
talking,
questions.
when they are talking,
No
you keep
questions.
quiet. And then when I came here, it was like more like, you know, when, I mean, I had parents here as well. So when they were talking to me, it's like, I used to keep quiet. Like, because I was used to just listen, not answering. So when they talk, I was like, just quiet. And my mom was like, can't you say something? And I'm like, yeah, but she used to get mad. Even sometimes at some point she was so mad, like she wanted to cry. Because I'm so used like to just listen and sit and listen to a person who is older than me when they are talking. So when she used to talk, I just keep quiet and say, can't you, this is so disrespectful, disrespectful when she used to say it. And I'm like, yeah, but in my country it's not disrespectful, you have to listen. So I was so confused. And then, like, you know, afterwards we had to sit and I had to tell her, like, you know, my experiences, and like, okay, now I can understand you because that's how you were raised and stuff. And I mean, I think like to me as a mother and stuff, I have found out, like, you know, I have to respect my kid so that my kid can respect me in a way. I wouldn't, like, you know, be like, you know, respect me or do this or do this. But rather I have to teach her how to respect me, how to respect herself. And I mean that's the, like, teach kids what you want, you know, for them to do to you.
And you teach through conversation, not like,
Yeah.
you have to respect me now.
It
You
has
know?
to be
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's I really agree with that. And also, like, so that we have to see children as human beings, that they understand, they see situation, they sense everything going around. So you can't just be like, oh, just respect me, and then it just goes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, because through learning, that's where they become, like, you know, elders. Like, for example, when you teach them, like, abuse and stuff, of course they are gonna grow up abusing people. Like, they will know, they'll be like,
Because they do what they see.
Yeah.
You know, they're like what is it called? A sponge.
yeah, exactly. Like, if you teach them like this and this, they are gonna be like, my mom did it, so it's okay, I can do it. Oh, my mom disrespected, oh, it's okay, I can disrespect, like, things
Not
like that.
knowing that this is bad.
Yeah, they don't know it's bad, but they just grow up, like, you know. So I feel like, you know, for our future to be better, our kids and all that, I feel like, you know, we should, you know, we have to be their examples, I would say.
But we have to be honest as well. Like,
Yeah,
you,
honest, yeah.
You have to lead by example, basically.
Yeah, so...
How has you, like, having this mindset, the mental health into your life, including it into your everyday life, helped you change your way of living now? Because we all agree it wasn't the same before.
Oh yeah,
it's changing, and we are still changing. But do you want to share, like, how has it helped you change from then to now, for example?
I found it kind of through my own journey. I moved away from my family quite early. They were living, you know, in Norway, and I was traveling here and there a little bit, like, you know, exploring and kind of thinking what I want to do in life. And I think by traveling and also understanding I have to be responsible for myself, I have to earn money, I have to find place to live, and also plan the budget, you know, because, like, it's not that nice, you know, like, get the salary and boom, it's done, you know, and then you sit, like, just eating, like, breadcrumbs, you know. But also you have to fall down to kind of learn. And I think kind of naturally I learned, like, that I have to be strong, responsible. And then when I came back to Norway after, like, 2 years being here and there, I understood that I am like a grown-up person, you know, strong, responsible. I became more confident because I experienced and explored who I am. So, like, if, let's say, somebody says, like, oh, you're this, you know, I don't, like, come on, I'm not that, you know, like,
exactly.
I know who I am, and nothing can shake that, you know. But, like, again, if a family member says, or somebody you trust something, then I would be like, okay, like, explain what do you mean by saying, let's say, that I'm irresponsible. Then I will listen, you know. So I think that strength came to me just by taking care of myself and trying to, you know, be alone.
I think, like, for me personally, like, you know, coming to that stage is more like, you know, I feel like, you know, loving to learn, I would say. It's one of the things that have been, you know, helped me, like, you know, to better my mindset and all that. I would say, like, for example, like, the most important thing, like, you know, to have gratitude in my heart, to be, first of all, to be grateful, like, with everything I have. It makes me so happy, because then I feel like I don't need more. That's one thing. The other thing is like spending time with myself. Like that's very important because I have done that, and it's not like I'm selfish or I don't want to socialize with people, but I have to know myself first before other people they know me. That's something Kay said, like, just like if somebody tells you something like, oh, you are this, or you're selfish, but when you know yourself, when you give yourself time,
it won't come into you.
Yeah, exactly. You have this thick skin, like, because you have spent time with yourself,
like
you know yourself and all that. So it has helped me a lot. Reading books, like, I love it. Now I'm reading The Power of Now, and I highly, like,
Suggest it.
suggest
I read
it,
it too.
recommend it.
I recommend it.
It's really good. Like, I love it. Like, and that's when I learned, like, to appreciate also, or to take the present serious, like, to be present, like, in everything. Like, when I'm with my friends, trying not to be a lot on phone, just to be present, or to care more, to ask, like, oh, Jamila, how are you doing? When did you last cry? What are you grateful for? Like, those conversations.
I like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't wanna, like, now meet my friends, I'm like, let's drink, let's party. Like, no, that's not life. Like, we have to be able to talk about our feelings and stuff. So, and also me talking to people I trust.
So what you guys say, do you think your mindset changing do you think like having a more positive mindset have improved your mental health?
Yeah.
For me, it has really improved my mental health, like, in one way or another. For example, one thing that I know that I've done for sure is loving myself, learning how to love myself. And I know for sure once I love myself, understand myself, I'm going to give the best to anybody else, like, around me.
Exactly.
And like Grace, you said, spending time spending time to yourself, like, to know who you are and all that. So I think it has really helped me, and also being more alert about my mental health, it has also helped me to know how to react to different situations.
Exactly.
Like, for example, if somebody says something to me in an argument, for example, I've learned kind of to think and ask myself, why is this person saying this thing to me, or why is it going like this? I don't know if you understand. Like, I've understood, like, I've learned to reflect more on things and words that sometimes I like I say, I walk a lot in nature, so sometimes I find myself seated on a rock and thinking and writing down notes, and it's been a great progress to me. It's really been a great progress to me that right now I can say I'm mentally strong, and anything
you can handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Here comes Jamila.
I mean, that's the same thing, like, loving yourself more. Like, to me, to learn to love myself more, I just feel like, in this life, I feel like I don't need anybody, really. That's how I feel. And also, I was like, even though, like, I wake up one day, I get into a relationship, like, the only thing that will, like, join me with that person is the love we have. But that person has to be able to love themselves, to be confident, and also, to just know, like, if they are alone, they are okay without me, and also if I'm alone, I'm okay without them.
I think that is a good thing to learn.
Exactly.
Like, when
you don't make your partner kind of your wheelchair, like, where if let's say if you can't walk and the person that's holding a wheelchair is away, what do you do? You're done.
You're done.
And also,
it's not healthy.
Yeah, exactly. And also me, like, to get to that point of loving myself. I thought I loved myself really, but I just later discovered, I was like, but do I really love myself? Like, for real, like, because, like, if you allow certain situations, like, happen to you, and you just let them be not doing anything, it's like, do I even really love myself? Like, you are not loving yourself. We would be here, like, dressing good, looking good on social media, but deep down we don't love ourselves.
What's happening in real life?
Exactly. We are not taking care of ourselves the way we have to, and we are not having the, those people we need to have in our lives and all that. So, to me personally, it has been going through affirmations, I would say. Almost, like, I have this diary where I actually write about myself. Like, for example, I can't say everything that's here, but I write about myself just to know myself and all that.
Your thought process.
My process and everything. I also write affirmations. For example, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm kind, because I know I'm kind. Nobody can wake up and say, oh, Grace, you are selfish, because already I know I'm kind and stuff. Things like that we have to know ourselves, because we are used to people to validate us, telling us, like, oh, if somebody tells you are beautiful, then you'll be like, oh, I'm beautiful because the person said, like, you have to know that deep down, like, you're beautiful
without
nobody's validations and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and I think another thing that I've really learned is to learn where I can put my energy. For example, like before, you know, like this thing, you wake up and then you just go social media and then you going, oh, she's wearing this, oh, she's doing this, oh, she's doing that. Like, all that affects your mind one way or another. You like it or you don't. It does.
Because you can't run away.
You can't run away from it. Yeah. So like I learned I remember at a certain point I was practicing my first hour once I wake up, like either say a prayer, go read, start with my schoolwork if I have to read, or just do something that is productive. Of course I'm not saying I'm perfect. You always go back to the old ways, but it really helps to put your energy where you have to put it, so that I don't want to say like all like bad friends or something like that, but you have to always know like where to place your energy.
Yeah, exactly.
In short,
who are you giving your time, basically? Like,
exactly.
Like energetic vampires, or somebody who will actually add something to
understand
your,
exactly, you know? Like, you know, add value to you and all that. I mean, to me it's also like, you know, being more grateful, I would say, because I have found out like the more you are grateful, you really don't need anything. Like one day I just woke up and I'm like, you know what, I'm so grateful for the sun, for everything, because then I feel like, I mean, I have had those like, you know, those thinking, I would say, like I'll come to social media, then I'll check, I'm like, you know what, I need to have this. Like I need, because I say like the other person has,
but it's just an impulse, basically.
Exactly, and I'm like, oh, I need to have this, but really, like, if you want to be happy, just be grateful with what you have, and then it's gonna be like you feel like, you know what, I actually don't need it. I mean, it's not bad to look good, but you don't have to have everything. So yeah, I feel like it helps a lot. And just taking time, like, you know, you like, you know, the last hour before I sleep, I will just put my phone away and just spend time with me. In the morning, sometimes I say prayer because I'm a Christian. I will say prayer, but I've also learned I will not pray to God and say, God, give me this, give me this. Rather, I would be grateful for what I have, rather than be like, oh God, I want money, I want this, but I'll be grateful for the food, for the house, for the everything. Because I'm Christian, then sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm grateful for this, or universe, or everything like that.
Even the fact that you have woken up.
Yes.
Simple and easy.
When my day is going not good, like I'm stressed and you know, barely handling and tired, I'm like, come on, like so many people didn't experience even waking up.
Exactly.
Come on. And then somehow, like I calm down. And I know I can do it. So yeah, gratefulness is for sure a big one.
Gratitude is everything, really. Like, that's it.
And they take very good care of any kind of like moment they go through life. But I feel they rather go maybe to experts and psychologists, you call them, rather maybe than, you know, just opening up to family member. I don't know, like 100%. But I feel that this like thing, like I'm not feeling good, I will go book an hour to psychiatrist, psychologist. You know, it's bigger here in Latvia. If you will say it, it'll be like, huh? What are you gonna do? Where are you going? Are you okay? You know, like they will think you're like cuckoo or something, you know. But again, I haven't like been in there like for 7 years, like properly. So maybe times have changed.
I mean, to me, what I've seen, like what they do, I feel like I've seen a lot of people going to, you know, walking, going to mountains and stuff. I feel like that's kind of therapy as well. I feel like they have, even like, you know, when I walk, some people, they say, hi, like, you know, they just smile, because I feel like I found that important actually, like just to find somebody and you know, just compliment or say hi or what, because that person, maybe they might have had a bad day and just this person smiling to you, be like, somebody
I had experiences like that.
Exactly. So to me, I think like I have experienced that in Norway. At first I found it weird. I'm like, these people, they keep, you know, smiling, but you know, when after like I've thought about it and I've seen it somewhere, like, you know, they say like, you know, wake up and say something nice to somebody, smile to somebody, greet somebody. It helps. It really helps, and also it helps you to be more loving, more kind. You understand things like that. So to me, I feel when I knew that, I'm like, maybe these people, they are taking care of themselves, or they are happy people. To just find you and say hi or smile, they are just really happy people.
You're not used to it in Uganda, right? That's why you felt uncomfortable in the beginning when people like smile to you, right?
I mean, I don't think we do. I feel like it might happen in Uganda, but at the same time, I feel like this one they
but
do
in Uganda, it kind of can be for the wrong reasons. Why people look at you, or why people are going to smile at you, for example. It can be really for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But
because like they smile at you to greet you, but like in Uganda, if somebody want to talk to you, just go straight to you and talk to you and say hi,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So
like start a straight up conversation.
Yeah, exactly. But
like, do they want something from you, or is it like they wanna
sometimes
you're just on the bus going to the same place, like and then
just like conversation, to pass the time.
I mean that's normal, like to talk to people.
So
Exactly.
I mean that's nice. I had experiences like this in Norway, sitting on the bus and just straight up starting a conversation. Especially if you have a dog or a baby, or then like the person sitting next to you is gonna be like, hey.
I mean, to me, I've learned to be more flexible, showing love to people I don't know, because then when I discovered like it can make somebody feel good. Come on, you might make that person is there really good and stuff. I have learned like to just smile, and I have told my daughter like when you find somebody, you can compliment, for example, on their dogs and stuff, because she likes dogs. So I'm like, you can just say, oh, your dog is beautiful. You don't have to touch. You have to ask before you touch the dog. But then you can just say like, oh, I think your dog is beautiful, and I've seen that, and also
and people smile immediately.
Yeah, exactly. And the gratitude thing. She was one day playing games on the iPad and stuff, and then I think she won something. Oh my God, I'm so grateful, and it made me so happy because she has had me all the time teaching her like you have to be grateful.
And this is example how kids really soak up what you're preaching, basically.
I'm trying to going through like to be a better person, at least to be a good parent for my kid. I'm not perfect, but at the end of the day, it's like I just want my kid to grow good, well, behaviors and all that, so
I think the way I can compare the Norwegian community when it comes to mental health and where I grew up from, for me it's going to go back all the way to, of course, the childhood. How in Norway parenting is dialogue based. So the child is always included in the conversations, the decisions and everything, whereas when I was growing up, my parents decided which schools I was going to. My parents took me to boarding school even without asking me, are you okay going to the boarding school? It was just, you're going to the boarding school. You have no say about it, you're going, for example. So I think when it can, because it's somehow affects children, because I know a lot of children who went to boarding school and they would cry for the whole week. They're missing their family, but they have no say in it. They have to be in school.
The situation.
No choice.
But then, whereas here in Norway, you find it that when a child, for example, does something at school that is not good, you'll find them seated on a table, then they will be talking about these different issues, and then they would ask the child, why did you do that? And then the child will explain, because so and so did this, and then they try to explain to the child that you don't have to do that because it's not good, it has the other person or something like that. And also another good, like for example, maybe on birthdays when they ask, make a wish list of the things you want to get. For example, like you have things on your heart that, for example, you wanted when you were a child, but then when you make this wish list, the kids will, I feel like they will be more engaged in this conversation and be like, than them not saying anything, and then you'll be there having it in your mind and be like, oh, I really want this car, but I cannot tell mommy because mommy will decide which gifts I have to get, for example. So for me, I think that is really, really good. And for sure, like you both say, that people in Norway like think about the mindset a lot. Like you always on sunny, even if it's not sunny. Actually, I lived in Bergen for 4 years, by the way, and people would go to the mountain, whether it's snowing or what. You see people in the mountain, and you know how in the winter it can be even slippery, but people are still going. And for me, that makes me think that they're thinking about their physical health, their mental health and everything, because once you're in nature, there is a way your mind is,
you just calm down.
You calm down. Actually, it's true that you calm down.
It's
try to be stressing and then just put on your shoes, go outside and see how it will
I
go.
have like, for example, even when I'm tired after work, I love to run, especially in forest. Like when my mind is racing and I can't calm down with music or with laying down, taking a nap, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
And then I take like a long runs.
Yeah.
And after I come home, even though I'm tired, but like after like few kilometers running, maybe 4 or 5, like something happens, something switches in my mind, and suddenly it becomes just quiet, you know, and good, and like everything falls into place, you know, and it's such an awesome feeling, you know. And again, physical activity does something to our body,
So
just
much.
like basically on a chemical level, even, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I remember when, you know, I'm inside, like, you should go outside and take a walk and stuff. But what, like, as soon as you go and stuff, and I feel like it really helps and stuff. I mean, I have my friend at home whereby we just go, like, we just be like, we should go to outside, and that's the good thing. Like when you go in nature also, you get to be more grateful and stuff, because those are the conversations I have with my friends. Like, oh my God, like we talk about life. What are you grateful for? Like, totally, our phones, sometimes we want to leave our phones home. Sometimes we're like, we are going but no phones, because we want to talk about, we want us, and you know, to get to connect more, to be present and stuff. So we talk about, you know, different things about life and everything, and it really helps. And knowing that you have that one person you can talk to, it really helps. So
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, guys, don't miss out the nature. It's really good. It's really good.
So thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, remember to give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and share it. And if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.